Welcome to the Mouse Olympics. In the first event, we have our two runners in two different lanes. And the objective in this race is the player has the mouse and they will, the top lane is the AI component and they're going at a constant speed. Whereas the bottom player only steps forward when you press the left and the right. So when you press left, he moves, press right, he moves, press left. And so this is like a button that they have to click on back and forth. Click, 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 click. And then hopefully he wins. And then he gets points for that. Then in this other event, this is the hammer throw. We have our player here, and then we have the mouse starts in the center of this whirly-gig here, and the player has to move the mouse. Once they click once, the timer starts, and they have to move their mouse as quickly as possible through here and out. The speed that they do that corresponds with the distance that they throw the hammer throw. As they're spinning, the faster they go, this person who's stuck, this person spins in here at the same rate that you're moving out here. And then when you get to the end, the hammer is released if you didn't hit the wall, and then this travels the distance minus the time that it took you to get out of this circle. So if it took you 8 seconds to get out, you may have had a 40, but it took you 8 seconds to get out, so maybe you got a 32. And there's an algorithm that will choose a value within a few tenths of that, so there's a little variation in that. Now, if you hit the edge on the way out, then buzz, and then you don't get any points that turn. Pretty cool, right? And in our final event, our third event, we have the long jump. And in this one, you're actually using the mouse, and as you scroll wheel with the mouse, your little guy runs. You're scrolling, you're scrolling, you're scrolling, you're scrolling, and then you click at the right time, and then he jumps depending on how many scrolls you got between the 0-second mark and like the 3-second mark. So if you got 22 scrolls, then he jumped out to here, and then it measures it down there. I kind of messed up the view there for my projector, but there we go. Scroll, scroll, oops. Scroll, 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 jump! And then you get points. 18.7! Ta-da! So what do you think? Give me some feedback here. Give me some feedback. Does it leave any bases uncovered? In other words, well, how are you going to make it blank?
Can you play with other players?
I have not. Yes. So you would have to play it twice. One player would play all three events, and then the other player would play the same game again, and whoever has more points wins. And then I was going to make a little trophy with like a third place, second place, and first place. And then your little guy would... Yeah. So that's a good question. That's how I plan on iterating through that. I hadn't thought of how do you actually win. I just thought of the actual events themselves. So good. I need to add that. What else?
Single player to win single player, does the AI just have a set amount of points per event?
Yeah, I think in single player, you're going to have an average speed of a guy. I'll have to play through it a bunch of times in beta test to see, well, what's a decent score? And then you could have a difficulty level. So if you put it on hard, then that guy's going to be a little bit faster, which is how old games used to just scale the difficulty is the player tells them the difficulty. It's not AI at all. You literally set the difficulty yourself. Modern games still some of them have that, but yeah, good question. I'll have to figure out those values. Yeah.
What about like having, like say you were in single player,
Uh-huh.
and you had like a computer like generated scores. Like you didn't see the actual computer do the events which generated the scores to see how the player compares to.
That were within like a set.
Yeah.
So they're not too high or too low.
Yeah,
They're
like a set amount, like you know, like in the game.
Are you asking how do I generate those numbers?
No,
like you could set those up rather than having someone play. If you're
Yeah.
playing just by
Oh, the single player versus the AI or versus
yeah,
computer,
yeah,
CPU.
yeah,
Good, I like that idea. A little bit of variation so it's not always the same number.
yeah.
A random integer or random float within those values. I like that. Yeah, a little algorithm to help determine that. So if I get a certain value, maybe the next race it takes the next tier up of that algorithm to make it closer. So I don't just blow them out of the water. Good thought, good idea. Well, there we go.